Well, folks, let me take you back. Years ago, I did a show that became my evergreen show, man. It was called The Saga of the Returnee. And my first performance was at the National Theatre. God, no, not the first performance, but my first performance at the National Theatre years ago. There was this fine young, then a little girl, who was the MC for the show, man. I hadn't met her, but I said, who is this MC? They said some nice young girl, Metro. She came and she emceed the two and she did brilliant. Years later, man, this woman, or you're boozing. Show some love, man. Or top. She's doing so many things. Currently, the Face of Vlisco. She's also running the drive time on Star FM, plus many other things that I'll let her tell us about. Put your hands together. Show some love for Anita Erskine. Very well. Have a seat, man. And welcome to the show.
Oh, you make me feel so old. Oh, KSM.
Oh,
you know, many years ago.
Well, you're a fine young woman.
Thank you very much.
And stick around, she's here. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, Anita is in the house. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your swaglicious sugar daddy will be right back.
We're back. Anita, welcome to the show.
Tink you, KSM.
Good to have you here.
Oh, thank you very much.
Wow.
Happy to be here.
There's a commercial in the US and it goes like this. Oh my God! It says, "I take a licking and I still keep ticking." I take a licking and still keep ticking, man.
Yes.
You've become so you've hung in there, man. You
had that. Hung in there.
Yeah. Well, not just hanging in there, but I mean you've gone over everything that could
Right.
possibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel now? You know.
Honestly, old, older, but I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm always feeling this air of grace. You know, I'm happy to be where I am, doing what I do. I mean, it hasn't been easy. You know, you always have to keep up with the trend and the younger ones, and things change so quickly now. You have to adapt. But I feel I'm grateful, you know, that I have this grace and I have these opportunities coming at me, even after all these years. I'm very grateful.
That's what has kept you going?
Never wanting to leave anything to chance. You know, or never thinking that, well, I have the ability and I've got the skill and I've got the talent, so, you know, opportunities will come to me. No, I keep going for them. Whether I qualify for them or not, honestly, I'm always going at them and for them. So this thing of wanting to be better every year, as opposed to how everyone else sees us in this industry, oh, the longer you are around, the less, what's the word I should use? Impactful or the less relevant you are. So I want to go against that grain. And change, you know, like you, change gracefully, age gracefully, be it in front of the cameras, behind the scenes, whatever it is. And that's really what keeps me going.
Show some love. and Face of Vlisco. That's awesome.
It is beyond awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it's as a woman wanting to impact other women, as a West African woman, as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as a woman with a dream, being the face of Vlisco's 170th anniversary means everything. And you know what, KSM, when younger women look up to you for whatever reason they are, these are the kinds of opportunities that help them to know that, oh wow, they can actually live their dreams and accomplish their dreams and their goals and aspirations. It's a huge opportunity for me to keep holding that torch. You know, that torch of being a woman and wanting to empower other women. How
does it feel that you get to this age and those that are trending are now much younger, but they still look up to you and they are still drawing inspiration from you? Does that?
Powerful. Yeah. It feels powerful, and powerful not in the proud, way, but powerful in a humble way. That they keep coming to you and asking you how you do what you do so that they can also replicate or add your words of wisdom to what they already know. It feels powerful. And as I said before, grace has been on my side. To be this great, I am pleasantly, I'm happy that young people are always happier to see me or hear me or be in my presence.
I was with you at Tamale last year, was it?
Was it? Yes, last year.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it was last year.
And you were speaking to the young ones, and I could see the passion that you had.
Yes.
And to impart the knowledge and have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been a key thing of yours, inspiring others.
When you've made as many mistakes as I have, and when you've failed as many times as I have.
What are some of the mistakes that you have made?
Well, I mean, KSM, in our industry, you make certain choices that aren't necessarily ones that you're proud of. For example, career choices, the kinds of programs to do or the kinds of people you find yourself working with, etc. I mean, listen, we don't have enough time. Financial mistakes, everybody thinks they are creative. At a point in time, I thought, once I'm a producer, I can do so many things. And then you invest money into something that you don't get your money back. That's a huge mistake you make, for yourself. Doubting yourself is a mistake that I've made. I used to doubt myself so much. And I keep telling people, the confidence you may see now, I wasn't born with it. It was mistakes and lessons that I had to learn that brought me to where I am today. So too many mistakes, but I thank God for them.
Wow. Career-wise, what would you rank as the worst mistake you made and that you've learned from?
I think allowing or not allowing myself to explore more of what the industry could do earlier on. I mean, I've discovered it now, and thankfully, perhaps maybe just in time, but when I was younger, I thought I'd always have these opportunities that were coming to me. So I didn't do much, I didn't do as much as perhaps younger people in our generation now are doing. You see them doing so many things. If I had done what I do now 10 years ago, I would have been way ahead. But I just made that mistake of thinking I'd always be number one. And then when I fell to below, I realized, no, the world doesn't work that way. There's always a new number one born. So if you don't set the pace whenever you have an opportunity, or if you don't explore even before something becomes a norm, if you don't push yourself to be ahead of the future, you will be a dinosaur before you know it.
Wow. Wow. You talk about falling below.
Yeah.
What's the lowest you've sank?
Oh, God.
Career-wise.
Career-wise,
Yeah.
I mean, KSM, to the when your name is no longer mentioned in conversations that have to do with either the industry or anything that is forward-thinking. I mean, when on a scale of 1 to 10, your name doesn't come up or you are not considered for certain opportunities, you've fallen below. Because as you know, as a brand, you have to be able to have some form of recall. And when nobody is recollecting your name, or when somebody says, I saw minimo. Then you don't even mention the name. Michelle movie. Stephanie Okeke. Is that you? It happened, and at a point I'm like, because I look like someone else, not because I'm someone they knew.
Yeah.
It was quite a tough time. Yeah.
But you bounced back.
Yes, I did.
And then there was a period that.
Yes.
Yeah. You're like.
Yeah.
You fell outside the radar, but you
then-
bounced back.
Yeah.
The next thing I know, you're everywhere.
I have to be very honest, and not because I'm the face of Vlisco's 170th anniversary KSM. Vlisco helped me to bounce back. I am telling you. Because there was a period where, even though I wasn't on television and radio, I was involved in a lot of these quarterly events that Vlisco was doing. And indirectly, it was bringing me into contact with my audience. All the time. So it was this very quiet event, this very quiet fashion show, but I was always in touch with my audience. And I have to be honest, it was a television producer who saw me at a Vlisco show and said, I didn't know you were still working.
Wow.
And I just had my children. I just had my second.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean you didn't know I was? Also, because we thought you had, married, had children. So it's everything you see today, everything you hear, I mean, all of this is so beautifully connected. And that's how I came back. That one opportunity that came from what Vlisco had done for me, I think it was 2010, at the Golden Tulip. I remember everything just started. It was 2011. Everything literally started changing from that day.
Fantastic. Well, show some love. Show some love. Now, the appearance, not appearance, getting the gig to do the Start Drive. Yes. That shocked the system too. Not shocked, surprised the system. Yeah. Oh wow.
It's never done. In a way, it was on one hand, I hadn't done radio. I started the Star Drive in 2004, 2015. We're in 2016 now. And I hadn't done radio since 1998 in Ghana, Groove FM. I mean, when I went to Canada, Canada is Canada. Nobody's really listening when they're here. They're not listening to you over there. So it was a bit like, okay, oh, she does radio? But I couldn't lay claim to the fact that, oh, I've been in radio, because I hadn't been in radio. This literally
the last time before then was on Groove?
Yes, it was on Groove, 1998. And that tenure wasn't long enough to justify that I was a radio presenter. So I think Star FM took a chance. They took a chance. On one hand, knowing that I could deliver, but on the other hand, wondering how I would fit into the whole fabric of this new radio revolution. It's a little bit of current affairs, it's a little bit of entertainment, it's fast paced, could she keep up? And I remember when I started with Bola the first week, I felt a little, like, okay, how does this work? But he's like, just follow my lead. And here I am.
Wow, show some love, because that's the great thing about being on radio. I mean, you are just flowing from what we're hearing. Who knows what you were going through back then?
Of course, you can't see what's going on.
Yeah,
So
you're flowing.
Am I doing the right thing? But I honestly have to use this platform to thank my team. It's tough because, of course, I'm older and I'm always trying to bring what I feel is relevant. And you know what? They're always correcting me. And it's lovely to be around younger people. But of course, I've got, Bola, who's older than me as well, Blow, who's way older. But, on one hand, you have the older generation, and we've been around a long time. And then you have the younger generation that says, yeah, we know you've been around a long time, but things are changing, so keep up. But it's a wonderful family, a great combination, and I'm grateful. I'm very grateful.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm also older here. I'm the oldest here, man. And I tell them that they are all entitled to my opinions. Yeah, but it's great. It's great. Because the youth look up to you so much, especially the women. What words do you have for them? Those that are watching you now. That.
In 2014, if I can just go back, steal some of your time to go back. In 2014, I was nominated for the Vlisco Be Your Dream campaign. And it was a campaign designed around women supporting others, and you would be nominated to be the brand ambassador at that time. And I remember on stage, because everybody knew I had a relationship with Vlisco, on stage, I was asked a similar question, and I didn't have the answer to it because I was thinking, what do I really have to say to women? But then immediately I caught myself and I said, you don't have to reinvent what you have to say to women. You just have to tell them that, listen, I am kind of an example of what you can do. It doesn't require any words. It just look at me now and understand that it is possible. And understand that depending on the kinds of decision you make, you will lose it all, or you'll be able to make it all. There's somewhere in the middle where you're not really sure who you are, what you're doing, and you're trying to go along with the trends or along with what society is doing. And if you just kind of hold back a little bit, stick to your beliefs and your principles and your values, the time, that tough, challenging time will pass, and you will emerge your own self. I feel I am me. I'm Anita Erskine. I don't want anybody else to be like me. I want them to be whomever they may be. But I want them to look at me and cast their mind back to when I was, and then when I wasn't, and then when I became again. And know that it is so possible, but you just have to be careful, and you've just got to plan it very carefully. And take your time. You mentioned when you came to the National Theatre, that was 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I mean, it means you're older than me. But I'm 20 years older, have been 20 years around.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is where I am now. So it is possible. That's what I have to say to them. It is very possible.
Fantastic. I know we have very, very few seconds, but I can't let you go on, let me hear a little bit about your family. You have how many kids now?
I've got 2. Oh, wait, you have how many kids now? Like, as if I have 5. Oh,
Well,
by the way, if you have 5 is good.
5 is
My
good.
mother has 8. No.
You have 2 kids now?
2.
Yeah.
2.
That's it.
Yes, and that is it. God help me.
And how old are they?
7 and 8.
7 and 8.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And the man?
What do you want to know about him?
Anything you want to tell them?
Oh, he's hot.
He's hot?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And he drives a motorbike.
He rides a bike. On your small. And his name?
Man, Regis.
Regis.
And when I had the opportunity to be named again as a Vlisco brand ambassador, KSM, my life is one big puzzle all put together. I had to say a big thank you to him. My relationship with Vlisco began through my husband. His mother used to make clothes, and he had been in the textile industry, and he also is in the event management industry. And when Vlisco started on this path to empowering women, and they had so many events and activations and the like, he brought me in. And at the time, honestly, I mean, a lot of us say that, well, Vlisco is our mother's heritage, etc. And I believe that. In my situation, however, my husband and his heritage, his family heritage, brought me into the Vlisco family. So I have to say a big thank you to him. He's been my supporter. He is literally my devil's advocate. Sometimes I have crazy ideas. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then you say, madam, sit down.
Reality check here.
Reality check. And I tell people that when I come onto the set like this, oh, I'm Anita Erskine. KSM, when I go into my house, I'm Anita Erskine Amaizo, or Anita Amaizo. I'm going to cook and clean and do all the things my husband expects me to do. So please, let me tell all these women, when we talk about women empowerment, it's not suddenly being able to go home and tell your husband, do it on your own or do it yourself. No. If you're married, support your husband, and then he supports you back. And honestly, with the exception of a few, arguments here and there, you should have a good marriage.
And what's his name again?
Regis.
Regis?
Amazo, yeah.
Regis Amazo.
Yeah.
We are showing some love to you right now. Show some love for Regis. Anita, thank you so much for catching up again. And keep doing it. Keep doing it. I'm inspired by people like you, who no matter what, stay relevant.
Yeah.
And you're doing it.
Thank you
One more
very
time for Anita. All right. Let's stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Oluman Boogie will be right back.